I'm going to use that same curiosity with which people are looking at ethically made goods to understand how it is being made in the Indian market. In India, fortunately, or should I say unfortunately, the tailors and the masterjees do not belong to any community and therefore are not having the traditional challenges that come from making of clothes, and I meaning sewing of clothes here. Cutting and making of stitched garments is what I'm specifying. They do not belong to any particular community. So it's open for all. One of the reasons that a lot of startups invest in clothing is it's a very easy it's a very easy product to sell. It has a ready market and it has a ready temptation among individual prospective buyers. And there is nobody whom you are upsetting by going and making clothes and selling. Has it worsened the situation for people who are from the unorganized sector, who are the tailors and who are the cutters and masterjees, or has it benefited them? In the previous video, we had seen about how our own tailors have picked up the skill from the times when the British were here and people were making clothes for the British community, and then they started making coats and suits for the Indian office-going men folk, and women's wear was something that came very, very much later. In late 1970s, we started doing what is known as the garment export industry, which was the first style of organized manufacturing that entered in India. We need to thank our export skills for converting a huge amount of labor into skilled labor, and it has been consistently giving value to our people who are otherwise traditionally unskilled, and also to our exchequer, because we bring in a lot of foreign currency through the process of exporting of textiles. We still continue to do this. However, what has been the quality of life of people who have worked in this industry? Has there been enough research that has been done on the people who have worked in this industry over the last 20, 30 years, 40 years? What is the level of competency that they have if they work for a decade in this kind of work? Do they come out having the capability to run their own shop? Do they know how to cut and make goods if they worked in the industry for 10 years? Not really. And one of the caveats that comes from people who quit the industry is that you have a huge number of people who are job workers who run sets of 10 to 15 machines and even up to 115 machines in an unorganized manner. They are not registered. They do not have any compulsions to declare their method of manufacturing. Not enough work has been done in this area. Those who are privy to it might have seen how garment manufacturing happens in slums like Dharavi. It is true that that is how a lot of the retail sector clothing is made in India. So all the clothes that you see which are sold in platforms on in market areas, the cheap products that you find in various flea markets that are sold in various suburbs of Delhi, for example, or Bombay, for example, are manufactured by this. The labor is not treated well. There is no history and record of how these people are being treated. Now, from here, we are going to look at what has happened after the boom of the retail that happened with the startups which have started off products. Now, one of the attractions for youngsters to get into the startup industry in fashion entrepreneurship is the e-commerce has been well established. The investment for this is almost always technological and digitally heavy. The product in itself is not something that is the focus of the process. The photography and the videography and the influencer marketing and the social media marketing takes on a chunk of what you pay when you buy a product which is made in today's market. Again, what is it that goes into the making of the product other than the fabric? it is the labor. So this is something that we have to look and ask tailors who are sewing for these brands. We have to look for the job workers who are making for these brands and ask them to voice how comfortable it has been for them and what their challenges are. We will hope and cover those kind of job workers and take in their inputs on how they've benefited from working for some of the new brands that they've been sewing for in the last 3 to 4 years.